Welcome aboard. This is Albert Kaufman, and I'm bringing you a short webinar on some of the tools that I use to do my online marketing work. And I've been wanting to do this kind of a webinar for a little while, and also just thought it would be fun to have people come and join me while I work and just watch me work. Because oftentimes when I'm working, I'm thinking to myself, gosh, it would just be simple if people could see me at work doing what I do and kind of learning from some of the moves that I make when I do work. So thanks for joining me, and I hope this is valuable to you. And I'll also be doing recordings, so you can always refer back to it. And Dan has a question. Nothing on the screen. Okay, let me see. How about now? Is that working out? Let me know if that changed things. I'm hoping it did. All right, so thanks again for joining me, and here we go. The first thing that I'm showing you here is on my website, I have pop-ups that come up, and those are part of this program that I use called Sumomi, and this is one of the pop-ups. And I have something else that pops up as well that is a placemat. And so I just wanted to show that to you so you can see how that works. And so some of the, oh boy, how do I get rid of this highlighter? Okay, maybe if that's very interesting. I highlighted this, and now I can't see how to remove it. But that's part of what happens with using tools, is that you use them and, you know, learn how to use them. So maybe there's an eraser. Part of, there we go, erase all drawings. Okay. So part of the fun of this, too, is, thank you, VJ, for confirmation that you can see things. Great. Part of the fun of this is that I'll be trying things, and while I do that, sometimes that leads to some challenges where I get into a corner that I've never been into before, and have to figure out my way out. So anyway, so some of the tools that I'm going to talk about today are, well, first off, I'll just run through the article that I posted and kind of remind you of some of the tools that I mentioned. One of them is HostPond, which is the website hosting service that I use, and also I work with those guys in keeping this website up and running, and learning various things about website administration. So if you're looking for a good host for your site or website development, I really like HostPond. And if you want to get links to any of these folks, I will go ahead and put that in the chat windows so that you can refer to it if you need it. Second up, I'll be talking a bunch today about email marketing and my use of Constant Contact, and how easy that is. That's my main marketing tool. And yeah, right before I got online with you, I'm having a party in a couple weeks, and so I whipped up a party invitation. It took me about 5 minutes. It went out to, I don't know, about 90 people. And, part of paying for email marketing is that you can just create something and send it out to a segmented list sort of on the fly. And I do that from time to time. I have about 100 different lists, email lists. And I send things to different lists at different times, just sort of when it's appropriate to do so. So I will show you a bit more about that. In terms of writing, I turn to my housemate Annalise, and I've got a link to her world there. For scheduling, I've used VCita in the past. I want that circular highlighter back. I love that. That's really fun. I use VCita. And for this webinar, for instance, I'm using GoToWebinar, and that is a link to how to sign up for that. And I like GoToWebinar for a number of reasons. One, I'm most familiar with it at this point because I've been using it a lot, but I've used a bunch of other different platforms, and So far, GoToWebinar really just does a lot, has a lot of nice functionality, and yeah, I'm just pretty thrilled with it. I use a program called Buffer.com to promote my work out on social media, and I will show you how that works probably. A really interesting program that is sort of out there on the fringes. Sometimes I wonder how it continues to exist, is called Greenbox, and that is the ability to email your Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook connections in a way that is just not possible any other way that I know of. So that's something to check into. In terms of fundraising, I use GoFundMe, and then there's a headline analyzer tool that I may or may not demo. That's just run by this company called AM Institute. And then the WordPress plugin Sumomi, which I talked about already once, showing you the pop-up that popped up. And then for my signature line on my emails, I use something called WiseStamp. And then a little further on here, I use something called Canva. Okay, so starting to learn here a little bit about GoToWebinar that I didn't know before. I use Canva for editing images, and yeah, those are some of the tools that I use. So I think without further ado, there's not too much I can show you about the website hosting, although, you know, why not? Why don't I show you just a little bit of their world? This is my affiliate link that leads to HostPond, and you can see that if you do use them, you get some really nice services. They have free classes, and then these are the two hosting plans: a personal web hosting plan for $4.95 a month, and a business hosting plan for $9.95 a month. Now, what this doesn't really tell you or show you on the website is the amazing support that they have. For a small shop, I really am very pleased with the quick support and turnaround for any questions that I have, and for any training I need, or just, you know, response back. So I don't quite know how they do it, but they are very good at responding back. So next up, I'm going to go into Constant Contact a little bit and show you, you know, my world there. This is my account, and basically, so here's my Hanukkah party invite that I just sent out a few minutes ago. First night of Hanukkah is on 12/24 this year, which is kind of exciting. And yeah, you can just sort of see the reporting right off the bat of what happens when you send something out. Here's a email that I sent that'll have a bit more kind of data to it. But this is just great to know, you know, when you send out an email, you can get an archive link. And then I can see, okay, I sent it to 6,000 people. I can see how many people it bounced. I can see how many people unsubscribed. I can see who clicked on what links. And this is very interesting to me to see the most people that clicked on coming to this webinar. So that's probably some of you. And then I can also see, you know, deeper down what people clicked on and who visited my various social media sites, which is interesting because usually that doesn't happen all that much, but in this case it did. And then I can also see that I sent this out via social media using the social promotions tool within Constant Contact, and I'll show that to you. And that's this. So I can take a post and send it out to my various Twitter accounts, LinkedIn account, Facebook accounts, and here I did it a couple of times, and that's probably all I'm going to do. I thought maybe I'd set it up for one more day, but just to show you what I'm doing, I will send one more out right now. And here's a picture of me. I can change that to a different picture, you know, either from my library, or I can upload a picture. So I'll go ahead and grab a picture from, here's the December holidays image, and I think I'll ask them for a new suggestion of what to say, and they're scrolling through my various, various topics and pictures. But I really wanted to say something about this, the tools. This is the tools issue, because that's what it was about. And then I do want that, I did like that picture of the December marketing, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that as well. And now it's ready to go, and I can just figure out where that's going to go. I think I'm not going to share this on my personal Facebook account, but otherwise, I think it's ready to go, and I'll just click on Save Changes, and that'll then go out into the world, into my various social media accounts. So that's a really nice feature. You can actually even just do a newsletter that doesn't go to anybody, or maybe it goes just to you, and then use that as a way to broadcast out to social media, to quite a lot of social media accounts for free. So I think I'm just going to run through how to do a newsletter real quick, just to show you how simple it is. Once you have your email list signed up, uploaded, which is something that I believe either I can help you with or Constant Contact can help you with. That's often a hurdle for people, is to figure out where their emails live and how to get them into an email service provider. But once you've done that, then you just click on Create, click on Send an Email, and then we have two different editors going on right now. This is the second generation editor, and if I click on View New Templates, I come into the newest editor, which is also referred to as the third generation editor. So I think I'm going to pick a holiday template, and I'll grab that. First thing I usually do is title the template, or the email I'm going to send. So I personally just go 12/12/16, and maybe we'll call this test because it's kind of a test. And then I'm into the email. So here it says sending warm wishes and cheer. You don't want to miss this. Looks good to me. I might change the email that I'm sending it from. Or maybe let's say I'm going to change this to Santa. And then I'm done with the header options, and now I can move down into the rest of the email. Now the nice thing about the new editor, one of them, is that you can grab things and move them around. So I can take this and grab it, and move it somewhere else, or I can take this and move it. And when you move something, you can see that it's moving, and now it's moved. But if I grab something from over here, let's say, if I just click on it, it'll go to the end. So I can also undo things, very simple. I can grab an image, and now you can see as I'm moving this image around on the screen, a little pink square is showing up. That's telling me where that image is going to land. So for instance, the pink thing is here, and so it ended up landing here, but I meant for it to land somewhere on a line. There we go. Hopefully that will work. There you go. So now it's below this block is now the picture block. If I want to add an image right there, I will do that and grab something again from my library, or I can upload something. So here's just an image. Now, a nice new feature in this editor is also that I can expand something or contract it just by grabbing it that way. And yeah, so if I wanted to really send this, I might get rid of this text, insert a greeting tag. So say, dear somebody, and then their first name, and then continue on from there. So then, I might add in some text. Let me see if I can find a bunch of text here. There we go. Just grab some of this. This is actually another tool that I use right here called Rapportive. If you're not familiar with Rapportive, I'm going to take a little side break, and this is a very cool tool. In fact, I should add this to my list of tools. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working the way it did before. In fact, I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but in the past, it has really worked well, and it enables you to scroll over an email and then add the person directly into your, or make a connection between you and the person that you have connected with in, I'm trying to do something and talk at the same time, which is probably not great, but let me show you what it does, because it's just pretty cool. So if I am looking at this email, and let's say there's a person on here who I don't know, and it's actually true, this person, Peter, is somebody who I don't know, and if Rapportive is installed and I scroll over Peter's name, let's see here, so I can see over here on the right, his information pops up, the LinkedIn account pops up, and it used to be that you would click on that connect and you could get a invitation to LinkedIn sent to him. And unfortunately, I think this is not working right now, but yeah, it's been giving this internal API server error. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with them, but it's something worth knowing about and possibly installing. Hopefully it will come back online again. All right, so where was I? I was here. So back to this, I'm going to just put in some information, and then, you know, I can do things like change the font, change the font size, all sorts of things, change the font color. I can turn something into a link, and it can be a web page link, it can be an email address link, or a document link. So you can upload documents into your account and then upload them, and then have them be linked in your email. So maybe here it's my LinkedIn profile, and there you can see how LinkedIn, here how that looks. It underlines it, and you can change the color of it if you like to, and there you go, you have a link. That's basically the various things you can do once you are inside of a block like this. A couple of the other blocks that are available, you've got a button block, so you can add a button, and that will be a link to, you know, possibly a website. You can add dividers, which are real nice. So here is a divider. And what's nice about the dividers is you can now make them nice and thick like that. So there's a little divider. Let's see, can I make that a little wider if I wanted to? I can also take that and just move it so that it is full. Well, the way I've set it up originally, it's not going to go full screen, but let's see if I get back here. The undo button is wonderful. I'm a big fan. So yeah, if I take the divider and I'll try that again. So there's my divider. Getting a little bit of a, I can make the divider bigger. I was looking for a spacer. There we go. So there's my spacer. I can make that bigger. I can copy it. So you can do these nice brandings where you have multiple block lines across the email, which is nice. Spacer is kind of obvious, just gives you some more space. Social media, these buttons that are down here, the way they work is you click on any one of them, click on edit, and then you have your various social media links, and you can add them or subtract them at will. So that's a nice new feature as well. Let's keep that there. Just trying to delete some of them. Nope. Anyway, that's how social media works. I can include a video. So let's say I had a video link. I can go out, find a link to a video. Here's a video. And I can take the video link and put that in somewhere. Let's see, where does it want to go? There we go. Okay, it ended up coming into something that I wasn't really expecting, but I can put that in, and then boom, here's getting started with survey and feedback with a nice obvious arrow button on the front. Then there's a couple more features as well. I can have a read more button. This is great. This is a really great new feature. I like this one a lot. So I can take this read more button and bring it in, and when I click on the area that is landed and I put in my own blog post, what it does is it then pulls in my most recent blog post that I did here. And I can also then start editing that. I believe I can get rid of the picture, and I can edit this area, or let's see, where is that going to happen? If I click on edit, so here I can take this and change it if I want to. I can change the text here if I want to, and then click on insert, and now I've got this really nice link to my most recent blog post. I can add a poll. I can also do an RSVP link and see, hopefully, if someone clicks there, maybe or can't make it, can find out who is coming to my event in a quick way. So those are just some of the tools that are within the new editor. Some other things that are nice are these various layouts. I can add a layout that's got 2 pictures across that I know is going to be mobile friendly. So that's really exciting. So does anybody have any questions about the about Constant Contact that I've shared with you so far? I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. So yeah, thanks for all of you for being here so far today. It's just been hopefully useful to you. So that's a little bit about how Constant Contact works with the new editor. Again, these are some more layouts that you can add in. I'm not going to show each one of them. You can kind of get the idea. But here's just one more. I'll just grab one more just so you can get a sense. So there's a left justified bit of text and then a right justified image. And then I can kind of change that around if I want to. And there's just a lot of nice, easy editing and formatting possibilities in the new editor. So very pleased with that. Here are your images. You can just take images and drag them in if you want, right out of your image library. Colors. This is a really lovely feature. This is also new. So for instance, I can take my outer background color and just scroll around and see if there's something that I might like that's a little different than the one that I had. I can also use colors from my website if I want to. Buttons and dividers, I can change those up if I want to right on the fly. So look what a nice difference that is just with a quick, quick effort there. So again, I can change things just, so here is my, let's see, do I have a featured article? I don't have that in there right now, so that wouldn't change. But anyway, you can see how that is easily formatable, just with the touch of a button. We come in here, boom, change it up. So if I click on continue, I get into the area where then I would next choose to send this. And I can send this to, anybody who's on my list. And I can also, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a step here that I would normally do, which is I would send myself a preview. And the preview now has a nice new touch to it as well. So if I click on preview, I can both send myself a test email, so I might choose to do that. And it also allows me to look at the email on the desktop view, but also as a mobile presentation as well. So you can see what someone would see right on their first page of their screen on their phone. So that's a really nice feature as well. And then from here, I would probably go to continue, and then I would send the email out. I might look at, scheduling it later. I would probably look down here and figure out what email I wanted to send it from. There's a few other things I could edit, and then I would just send it. So that is a little bit about Constant Contact. Some things that are sort of tangential to Constant Contact, like that we just talked about, are right in here when I talked about Canva. Canva is a great tool for working with images. So I mentioned earlier that I'm having a Hanukkah party coming up, and I might do something like add where is it? So let's say I'm going to create a social media piece about my party. I would come in here. I would upload an image, and I've got this Hanukkah decorations thing. So here's my Hanukkah decorations image, and it will take a moment, and then we'll upload it. Oh, it's already there. And now I'll just bring that into this image. You can see all these great lines that it shows me, so that it gets right there where it wants to be. I can make this a little bit bigger to fit into the square that it's giving me to work on. And then, I might do some work on this. I can come over here and add some text. For instance, maybe I want to add a heading like so I might say party on 12/24, and then perhaps I'll add another bit of text down here. So, and then, there's more and more things that you can do here. There's also backgrounds that you can choose from. So I could take a background and bring it in, and there I would have just this beautiful background. There you go. So that was easy. So now I can click on download, and now I have this beautiful image that I just created. And it's downloading, and there I take it to my desktop, and now I can do something else with it. So I could use it, for instance, I could have used it in my invitation. Instead, I just use something really simple. So that's Canva. There's a lot more that you can do with it. I'm also showing you the free version. You can also do things here. I'm just going to see what happens. So I can start with something that they give you and change it up. So I can, instead say, come to my party. And you can just work with one of these free, these free backgrounds that they give you. And then you can just see, where you're going to take it from there. There's also this element section. So there are grids, there are frames, there are illustrations. So I can take illustrations and drag them into my picture and, work with the illustrations that they give you and something like that. So, there's all sorts of fun things that you can play with that they have. Here's icons, for instance. So, here's a money icon. Not quite sure what I would do with that, but anyway, there's just lots of things that you can work with. Mostly I tend to use text and some of the photos that are there. So that's Canva. And I think I'll just leave Canva. And the headline analyzer is a good one to know about, because when you're sending out an email, the title of the email, the subject line, is key for helping it get read. Some things that help are using the words you and your, but like this email that I just sent out, probably, so actually I'll use that as an example of using the headline analyzer. So here it says, sending warm wishes and cheer, and I will go into the headline analyzer, put that in there, and let's say my category is business. I will then submit it for analysis, and we'll see how well I did. Boy, it says I did that terrible. So I'm thinking that it didn't like the, well, so it gave me a 0%. I've never seen that before. So I'm going to try adjusting it by saying, I'm sending you warm wishes and cheer. And we'll see where that goes. Now I've bumped it up to 14.29%. And it says here, comparison, most professional copywriters' headlines will have 30 to 40% EMV words in their headlines, while the most gifted copywriters will have 50 to 75% EMV words in headlines. So that's what you are shooting for. So I'm going to go ahead and keep messing with this and see what else I can do. So how about I'll just start over. Here is an important piece of news for you. So now I'm up to 33%. And I can just keep playing with that. Here is an urgent, how about we'll try that word, urgent. Urgent piece of news for your use. Oh, that went down to 30%. So as you can see, I'm not fantastic at this, but this is something that will give you some ideas about how to do better with your subject lines. And I will put that again into the chat area, so you'll have that, but it's also in that on the article around tools. All right, so let's see, I've shown you a few of these. Where did my list go? So we've talked about constant contact, we've talked about web hosting, scheduling. You know, I'll show you my buddy in Florida, Ken Countess, his website. Let's see. Hopefully this is it. His website, he uses VCTA these days, and so right down here you can see it's popped up. If I click on contact, this is the VCTA pop-up. I can click on schedule now, and I can go through a variety of different options. Training and consultation, working with him for an hour, working with him for a half hour, or having a 15-minute complimentary consultation. And Ken's really one of the best in the business. So if you're needing business support, his 15-minute consultation is probably not a bad idea. Actually, I will put that in there as well, just so you have it. He's really fantastic. I'm always learning things from him. So that's a little bit about VCTA. That's how it works. You just click on somebody's link, schedule a session, click on which one you want, pick the time, click on continue, put in your information, and then boom, you have made it a session with him. Those are the times that he's available. So that's a little bit about VCTA. And I talked about the WordPress plugin Sumomi, and let me see if I can show that to you. Let's see here. I'm trying to, there we go. All right, kind of hides over here in this little section. There it is. Okay, so this is the control panel, I guess you might say, for Sumomi, and it's sumomi.com. I'm using a couple of different products. I'm using something called heat maps, and if I look at my website, let's see, I know I've got one running, so there we go. So if I look at my campaign that I've got running using their product heat maps, it will show me all of my website and how many people have clicked on different spots on my website. So I can see that, for instance, my blog gets more clicks than my contact page, and my affiliate link page gets very few clicks, and my classes get the highest, it looks like, and oh, actually About Me gets the highest. And then I can see down here where other people are going with their clicking and what they're up to. So that's just kind of cool. And let's see if I get out of there. So here are a couple of the other products that I'm using. One's called List Builder, and this will show me that List Builder pop-up that was showing at the beginning of the program has been shown 2 times today. So 2 people have been to my website. Maybe I was one of them. And then it'll also show me down here who has subscribed when. So far today, 2 people pop up, 0 subscribers. But over time, I've had 63 people subscribe, and the conversion rate is 2.54, so almost 3% conversion rate, which, you know, I don't know exactly how great it is, but it's nice to have 63 more people. And then another product of theirs that I'm using, again, a free product, is called Welcome Mat, and that one is showing, so for instance, on the 7th, 31 times that showed, and then on the 10th, that showed 17 times, and 1 person subscribed. So I've had a total of 207 people subscribe because of that. And no one likes pop-ups, they're obnoxious, but given that, they work. So there you go. Another thing that I'm using is this share bar that's over here on the left, and you can see that that's on, and it looks like I've had 292 people share my things because of that. So I'm just trying to see what I can learn from the data here, which is always a good idea. But I don't see, well, here's tracking. No, that's not really telling me anything. Anyway, my sense is that over here it's telling me that it's been shared, things have been shared 292 times. So that's exciting to me. I'm happy for my work to be shared through the internet. And yeah, so those are a couple more tools. And in terms of GoToWebinar, I can show you a little bit about that. This is GoToWebinar, and right now we're in this webinar, so I'm not quite sure exactly what I can do in terms of demoing, but you can, one of the nice features of this is you can copy a previous webinar and all of the customization that you've done for that webinar, like the branding, the various messages that you might send, questions you might ask for people when they register, etc. And you can copy that over and start a new webinar. So I love that. And yeah, that's all really good. And then it also gives you insights, tells you how many people have attended, how long they were on the webinar, and that type of thing. But I really like this program. It's really works well. It's not very glitchy, and very happy with it. Buffer, oh, I didn't show you Buffer, but I think I will. So buffer.com is this little guy. And it's basically like Hootsuite. There are a few other programs out there that will allow you for free to promote your work out to the world. So let's see, I think I'll just take Let's see, maybe I'll take trying to think what to share. Well, I think I'll just take this for now, just my actual website, and then we'll go from there. So if you'd like to learn more about online marketing, please visit my site and sign up for my newsletter. And here's my site. And it turns it into a buffer link, but I like actually using my link. Here's my image that's associated with my site, but I can kind of scroll through there. And there's a nice picture of me. I think I'll keep that. Here I can do some editing, and I'll probably keep that. I can also edit this part as well. And then it's going to go out to my Facebook account, a Twitter account, a LinkedIn account, a G+ account, and I forget what this one is. So it's going somewhere else. And then I can just send that out to go next. I've got it set to go every day at 11:11 and another time. And now it's sitting inside my queue. So I can delete that if I want to, or I can change it around, or I can share it now if I want to. So I'll just share it now, and I'll show you now on Facebook how that has shown up. Hopefully it has shown up. So there it is. If you'd like to learn more about online marketing, please visit my site and sign up for my newsletter. And then if I click on that, it takes me to my site. So there you go. That is a little bit about Buffer. Great tool, free. YStamp, I think I will skip that one for now. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's great. I highly recommend it. And we've talked about Canva. So I think I'm pretty much done for today. We've gone for about 40 minutes. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to take them now. And otherwise, we'll just call it a day. And I will send you an email, hopefully with a recording of today's conversation. And hopefully that will be helpful to you.